My country, 'tis of tea, sweet land of all drag queens of the I sing.
You wanna be like me? 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 That's what you get when you mess with me. Stand next to me, I teach you everything. I got the recipe. You got the recipe. You wanna be like me? I got the recipe. Yeah.
Hey, what up, YouTube? It's your girl, Jimmy Pynk, and this is the RuPaul's Season 5, Episode 10 recap of RuPaul's Drag Race. Before I get into this, I do want to give a shout out to one of my new recap shows that I watch all the time. I've given shout outs to Maddox and Logan before. Hey, Maddox and Logan and C Maddox bitch. But also official Tea Time TV. I've been watching them. They have like this hour-long show. And the first one that I saw, I was like, what the fuck is this monkey madness? But then like I got hooked in and it's actually really good. So I want to give a shout out to y'all, Nitty Angelo, Coochie Coochie Coo, Tokyo, the Japanesey Wheezy, because I'm not even about to try to pronounce what that last name is. Okay, all right, how you doing? But anyway, so I want to give a shout out to them real quick because I love that there are other reviewers out there, and because there are so many other reviews, I've watched other people's reviews waiting for my favorites to come up, and there's other webcam reviewers like me, and I ain't trying to toot my own horn, but beep beep, because some of y'all motherfuckers is just boring. So, shout outs to C Maddox and Logan. Shout outs to official Tea Time TV because y'all reviews keep it exciting for me. Okay, so now let's get into the episode. So we start off, it's the top 5. Alyssa's gone, bye-bye. So it's Coco, Relaska Talks is still there, and Jinkx. I think we kind of all called that. I know I did. Anyways, the mini challenge was booty camp, and they had to put on fake boobs and exercise, and it was like in heels and exercise till you drop. And Alaska won. It wasn't an exciting mini challenge, but the thing is that made Alaska be the person that was able to pair the veterans, which was the main challenge. Is you had gay veterans from the United States Armed Services that we had to re-drag over. Now, of course, I wasn't about to put on camouflage or anything, but as usual, my ensemble is based on the challenge, so I'm kind of rocking a little red, white, and blue, or at least the most red, white, and blue that y'all will ever see me in, because really, I would much rather have on red and black, but it is what it is. So, cut to the chase. So what they had to do for the main challenge, they had to do a Coast Guard routine with flags, and of course they had to drag up their veterans and make them look like a family resemblance. Now, there was some other stuff going on, like, the eldest of the veterans was 67, and he was actually outed because he had 4 other roommates. 2 were Marines, 2 were in the Navy, and they went out to a gay bar in drag and they got outed. One of his friends was court-martialed. This was when that was completely illegal. He was definitely the oldest, and he has AIDS, so like it was just like all the drama girls was coming from the veterans. Even the shade in Untucked was the veterans giving shades to each other. It's a mess. So, but let's get into what we actually want to get into, or at least me. I'm all about the main challenge and once we get to the main stage. So, we have Roxy and Isabella Andrews. And they won. And the reason why I had to call them out first, because Roxy was a little bit concerned because she had like a little furry man. Girl, if you don't act like you beat your face the fiercest out of the 5 bitches that's left, bitch! What? She turned that little furry man out. And I really honestly think she should have won. They had a family resemblance. They came out. They did the big reveal like Roxy always does with, like the black cape, and they came out and serving body and had dudes pads, right? The only thing I didn't like was Isabella. Now, dude's real name was Izzy. I wanted it to be Roxy and Izzy Andrews. Izzy Izzzy. Get it? Like, I thought that would have been a little bit more clever. Everybody else's drag names I thought were really clever. So we have Jinkx and Futara Monsoon. Okay, I just lied because I don't. Fortuna, whatever the fuck, I lied. I didn't like hers either. I'm like, whatever. And they did like Mama and Gypsy Rose, but let me let you know something. You know what? I'm going to get into that a little bit later when we get to the bottom 3. I'm going to talk about that. And then we had Alaska and Nebraska. I was like, yes, bitch, do it. I love that. Alaska and Nebraska. I love that. And really, Nebraska looked like Alaska. Like she did a good job. The one thing that I could not absolutely stand was that padding. Oh, you only got one set of pads? You should have brought 2. Listen, this is season fucking 5. You know what challenges are coming. You know you're going to have to remake something up that's not really a drag queen. You know that you're going to have to be on Snatch Game. This is shit that you know now. Be prepared. You know you're going to have to dress somebody else up in drag. So if you can't do pads, bitch, you should have brought an extra pair of pads. But I digress. All right, and then we have Detox and Bethadone. Bitch, work. That name. Like I said, the names were so clever this year. I loved it. And actually, I thought Detox did a really good job, honestly. Yeah, the flag routine was shitty as hell, but the look, I thought she turned that out. I'm sorry. I don't agree with the judges. I thought she turned that out. Something else, getting into Coco and Horchata, and I thought that was clever too, because Coco's black and Horchata is a Spanish drink. And I'm just like, these bitches in the names is giving me a life this episode. But honestly, I don't think Coco did as bad of a job as the judges. She got red for filth, like motherfucking Alaska's perfume, because they had on all red and she got red for filth. I actually think she did a better blending job on Horchata than she did on herself, truth be told, because I just seen this yellow line across her forehead. Like, I gotta look at my thing. This yellow line across her forehead, like right here. Did anybody else clock that? Because I did, and it was bothersome. I just don't know. But I didn't think she did a bad job. Now, what I was going to say, and that's why I said I'm going to come back to Jinkx and Fortuna in a minute. God damn it, I ran my mouth so much, my cigarette is... So, I understand that Jinkx had the oldest queen. I understand that he was not in shape. I'm sorry, compared to Coco and Horchata and even Detox and Bethadone, I'm sorry, I didn't think Jinkx' paint job on her veteran was that great either. She didn't got a lot better on herself. You're not ready to paint anybody else's faces. I probably sound like shit when I said that, but fuck it, I'm keeping it in there. It's a beautiful day outside, and I gotta go to the doctor. But anyway, here's the thing. And it's more apparent on this season, and I think it's because the queens this season were just overall weaker than any other season that I've seen. You put people in the bottom because you're ready for them to go. I'm sorry. I don't think the Detox should have been in the bottom at all. I will say Alaska did a good job, but let me tell you something. If that would have been any other season, my God, y'all sent Penetration home for uneven fucking padding. She was the fan vote, and it was the first goddamn week, and y'all sent her home for poor padding. There's no way Roxy had a motherfucker in a bodysuit that was a big, buff, ill-built bitch. Because as a woman, he was ill-built, but she pulled that shit off. And you had tall, thin, beautiful, and them pads literally looked like motherfucking you took Easter eggs and said, with the foam, and just put them in there. That was unforgivable to me. I think that should have landed her in the bottom too. I'm sorry if y'all agree with me or not. I think that alone put her in the bottom too, even though overall I do think she did a good job. But overall, I think that everybody did a good job on this challenge as far as taking veterans. Now, I also think the Detox may have had the easiest job because, girl, I wouldn't doubt that her veterans start doing drag. That motherfucker popped them motherfucking polka dot heels on and said, whoop, I'm ready to go. He was motherfucking living. But they looked like a unit. It matched. The people I don't feel like matched, and I thought it was very smart of Jinkx to not go sister and go mother. But I'm sorry. I didn't get to connect. I personally did not. Now, also, them little raggedy ass shoes the man had, don't get me wrong, I understand. He has A's, he has muscular problems where he really couldn't wear heels. But I'm going to have to scroll it across after I look it up. But what season was it that somebody brought their old, matter of fact, it was season 3. They had all old. They had to make them Golden Girls because they was all old. And somebody had health problems and they put them in flats. And they got the house down for that shit. I'm like, y'all just like Jinkx. Okay? Y'all just like Jinkx. Because I think today, personally who should have been in the bottom was Jinkx in Alaska. I'ma just keep it 100. I think that's who should have been in the bottom. My opinion. But I think y'all just like Jinkx. And I think y'all was ready for Coco to go home. And I think if anybody was to send Coco home, it would have been Detox. Because last thing I said, I don't think we saw Alaska lip sync. I said I don't think the only person we didn't see lip sync was Jinkx. We ain't seen Alaska either. So you couldn't take a chance on either one of them and putting them in the bottom with Coco because you would have to send one of them home. I'm convinced. I mean, don't get me wrong. I ain't seen them lip sync. I just know Coco is a bad mother. Shut your mouth. And that's the real motherfucking tea. That was all tea, all shade on Coco. But it is what it is. So, Roxy won, which she should have, because she turned that bitch out. She turned the motherfucking party. And she was the most worried. But she turned the motherfucking party. But the lip sync was Coco and Detox, and it was to It Takes Two by Seduction, aka Michelle Visage. I'm actually quite shocked it took y'all 5 seasons to do a Michelle Visage song. But it's whatever, and they did it. And personally, I don't think either one of them really super turned the lip sync either. Coco was in the bottom 4 times. She just had to go. Y'all wanted her to go. Bottom line. So now we got our Fab 4. The final 4 is Alaska Talks and Jinkx. My prediction for next week, Jinkx got to be in the bottom. Jinkx has to be in the bottom. I'm sorry. And don't get me wrong, I like Jinkx. It's monsoon season over here for sure. But she has to be in the bottom. I need you to not take me all the way to the end and make me think that you gonna make it and then you fall apart on your lip sync. I need to see it before you get to the final. I cannot have another Tyra Sanchez motherfucking moment, bitch. I can't do it. So, with all that being said, I ain't did an angry video in a while. The shade of it motherfucking all. The shade is the motherfucking producers. But anyway, I'll try to do a pre-cap. I got to see what's cracking for next episode. Deuces.